Talking Point platform. TTPTB. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge, we love and loyalty. To we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
So the portal now we are in once you log into the website, it will take you to the portal, and once you go into the portal, you register where you.
And as the country just come out for election inside 2023, this institution don't they work for put things there in place. We go help for plan the country for the 2030 medium-term economic development. When I forsake this, make the Ministry of Information and Civic Education inside and every week Tuesday press briefing. They make the country in planning and economic development as the focus of the discussion. But how this plan get for Tanlek, Kenya Bali, and the Minister of Planning and Economic Development.
Plans are usually for 5 years, 4 or 5 years, now country can get planned. For the past decades, I would say, we plan, except when we get a rolling plan, or we plan now for 5 years. This particular time, this plan now for 7 years, from 2024, this month 2024, to December 2030. And the reason for this is, one, say we align with the global goals of the Sustainable Development Goals, where they end 2030. So we say rather than we plan to 2028 and then we rush now to do a short 2-year plan, when we get the 7-year plan, in line with what we don't plan towards we achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN Sustainable Development Goals.
For leading planning, then a document, according to the ministry, before this term, then be hold plenty workshop with all the ministry, departments and agency them, as them planning I say, get big goal for play, for help the implementation of the government in Big Five changer them. And this make the minister talk about the thing them, we go help the government in agenda for work find one. As the country in economic development plan, it say, then go pull Nado inside January 30 this year.
The 5 enablers we get, the first one now diversifying the economy. You know that we get other sectors now in mining, tourism, they enable investments in the sectors where we refer to. The second one, as we look at governance, we can't forget proper governance. The other one is climate resilience. And all of this, because if we keep on having all these disasters, the country also will grow. The fourth enabler, gender mainstream, and then the fifth enabler now is financing, implementation, and resource mobilization.
Honorable Musa Fofana, now been the chairperson for the Parliamentary Committee on Planning and Economic Development before this term. But now, it head the Committee on Local Governance at Parliament, where it been the talk na the briefing. It show the reason we don't make plenty economic plan them, not been they get success.
Look at the President Kaba's first national document we come 1996, when I've been the PRSP1, Poverty Reduction Strategy Paper 1, where President Kaba in second term in 2002, they bring Poverty Reduction Strategy Paper 2. What thing be missing? The pillars were very good. The document was very perfect, but the document was not collaborative. And that document also concentrates on the agenda for change. When the former president, Dr. Ernest Komon-Tok, 2007, they bring the agenda for change. They're wonderful pillars. When you come 2012, they bring the agenda for prosperity. But one thing they also missing, the collaboration, the popularization, and the involvement of the people who will be the beneficiary to them project here.
Where it been the talk for sake of rumor, where they go around the country say protest get for happen Wednesday, January 17 this year. The Minister of Information and Civic Education, Sharon Oba, been get this message for the people.
How far sure the peace-loving people of Salone say tomorrow I work day, be free and safe for go about your normal business. Schools could be open, people will go about their normal business free. Anybody will choose for embark in any illegal activity. I will say this clearly, could be met with a very full force of the laws of Sierra Leone. The security apparatus, they are alert, and they will make sure see the ordinary citizens them protected, and the peaceful citizens they'll go about a normal business safely.
this national development plan, according to the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. Now, the structure where the country they develop for the Salone way we want, we go help for meet the country in long-term economic plan for 2026, as it dey in line with the African Union agenda for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me, Najafaman Davis, they report.
Well, the program where they listen to now, Good Morning Salon, and they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Earlier on inside the program, as we don't introduce, we guest, we are the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Amara Kalon. We there for talk about policy agenda for public service reform, na Salon, and other things we don't happen, na the ministry. Well, for the year 2024, na the Minister enforced media engagement and it choose 98.1. Mr. Minister, thank you for choosing 98.1.
It's a pleasure.
Well, Amara Kalon, now be the Deputy Minister of Political and Public Affairs inside the last 5 years, and after the June 24 election, the President will be win. And be pick Amara Kalon for be Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs. Well, some pan the work of the Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs. This is a government institution where they work together between government and the public, and say they don't popularize government policy and program them, monitor public opinion on government policy and program implementation, research on development program, and plenty of that thing we don't happen in our government. Well, Mr. Minister, from that small background, they were dongi for sake of waiting ministry, they but Fambogo no more. Waiting at the work of the ministry, then waiting to bring about the change from the Ministry of Political Affairs and now the Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs.
Yeah, thank you very much. We all know, say, when people they talk about administration in this country, the first people they talk about are the civil servants. Now then are the administrators, now then are the technical people, now then they drive the implementing process of government. Where president, when a flag bearer don't do a manifesto, they win the election, they go to parliament, they make a national development plan. That plan they transform into policies and other legal documents. Then the people that were responsible for implement those documents, now we call the civil servants. So they can be technical, they can be administrative. And also you get another set of people, we normally people in the are political appointees, or maybe the agencies, then commissions they wouldn't establish, and they themselves get their own role for play for deliver on what in the president or the government they say. So then now they will call the public servant. So you can be a civil servant and be a public servant. But you know will be a public servant and you be a civil servant. So that's the difference. So the civil servant and then are the administrator, then a permanent role they get for playing in administration. So what then they do? Then because of their permanency, they get the institutional memory. So government they go, government they come, but then still they because when development is a process and a continuity. So people then get the institutional memory for make sure say whether government change or not, then they continue with the administration of governance. The public servant then they can go and come, they can get contract and go and come depending on the appointment of the government where they did. So that's the difference. But what we can understand over the period, it don't take over 40, 50 years. We not do a holistic reform of the public serving in Sierra Leone. And so many things don't change at the global stage. For example, we get about 62% of young people in this country under the form of population. Government is spending 22% every year for support education, for them building skills. If they don't come out university, if they don't get a job, then they will pay back to go to the country where government for spend 22%. And this is taxpayers' money. You talk about the gender issue, they don't enact the Gender Empowerment and the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act. We tell us about 52% of the population are women. And women now they don't take a center stage in governance. How do we make sure say they are represented at all levels of decision making? It's very important. The disabled themselves don't grab hand that they physically challenged. They say one be part of administration and decision making. How do we make sure say we come up with policies and administrative rules and way for make themselves be part of the decision making? We also look at the emergence of digitalization technology. The world don't go artificial intelligence. The whole world now you go inside. Now punch the punch, no more forget anything, forget your service in any country. So if we have one move with development, right, they will make sure to go for a leverage on their own technology. So all these changes, and also the president is the chair of the APRM Forum of Head of State and Government. And in Africa, the African Union don't come out with a document what they call the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Article and Aspiration 3 and 4 in that document, they talk about good governance. And one of the issues when they look for good governance is public administration. So then they ask all countries then at the world, for Africa, for them look at the public administration and strengthen them for service delivery. But also, we do an unconditional change of government study, 2020, and then they make recommendations. Say one of the major problems though they get in African administration now with public service. So they recommend for them to strengthen them. So being the president, we submit that document to a colleague's president in 2022. When they go into an election, they see the need to inform the first person way for implement those recommendations. And Sierra Leone also don't launch with your unconstitutional change of government report. So all that they are believes in and face this reason why made the president see the need for them form this ministry for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone. Forget a ministry of what they look at public administration, strengthen them. Because if we not do that, no matter what kind of development we take place, I think people need to drive the development and they drive service delivery. If they are not well motivated, if they are not well capacitated, if the environment not conducive for them, if the laws their way for make them strengthen their roles, then they're not good enough. They're not able to deliver at what you go do. And always we will change government to go continue for crumble. So that's not the reason why we get this Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs.
You not be deputy minister before then change your ministry name. So how we don't sound like the ministry before becoming a full-time minister now?
No, when you talk about politics, the nomenclature itself is reservative. Society, donor partners, the international bodies, they always feel we talk about political. Then they look and say an extension of a political party. So the name Minister of Political Party drive away donor partners. But when we come, we'll try for a lady fair and redefine the role of political affairs. But say we are there to strengthen the democratic institutions in this country for them to make sure they able to deliver on democracy. And that we do the public affairs and for them to make sure we bring government to the people and bring the people to the government so that they get interaction and understand what in government they do. So for the past 5 years as deputy ministers, we don't play that role there. And that's why we see today the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. We're a baby child of this ministry. We know what Bintimane 3, from there we develop the bill, we carry on parliament. Now the ministry get a baby child, we're the Peace Commission. And a lot of things they don't do for strengthening the democratic institutions. And for the first time in the history, regardless of voting, somebody will say at the most peaceful election they should ever get in this country. Because some of the ministry stand and make sure we put the mechanism in place for make sure to get an election where people will be peaceful.
All right, as you mentioned, you don't talk about the public administration, same also don't define within a public affairs, meaning for bring government to the people to government. How the ministry don't they do this? Because if you check over the past year, plenty people believe say missing link between government and the people with camper communication.
So thank you very much. That's why you have the democratic institutions. Let's take, for example, the PPRC. The role of the PPRC don't play. For the first time, you see the PPRC get an enactment authority now. We strengthen that part of it. We work with them, we review the act, and now you see how they strengthen. We look at again the Independence Commission for the Independent Media Commission. Traditionally, they not get certain power. We work with them for making sure so we strengthen those institutions. And we get a lot of other institutions the way strengthen. Not necessarily means that the ministry do them, but we work with those institutions for them, make them position them wherein they will make the citizens and get access to them. And we see for the first time, even in the judiciary, we see a lot across the country. District, they don't get magistrate court then, and they don't get high court then. That's all the reason why they talk about democracy, bringing the government closer to the people. First, before them, the people then come out for Labausa, come out for Cam, Nafrito, or McKinney for Kana court. So they wouldn't can 1 10, 2 10 transport, no, they know the car again. That case in Aswede left both. But now there is a high court sitting in Falaba district, and so it reduce. So you are bringing, so those institutions that will be done the work to, will they make recommendations, will they talk to them, will they bring the voices to the people to them, and as will they bring them to them, then they build the institutions and make sure that they become accessible to the citizens of this country.
Bringing people to the institution there, how the ministry don't they do that?
Yeah, it's just the card they say. We take the information from the people, take them to those institutions, and ask them for them build systems, then wait for make sure so they go closer to the people. So as I said in the court.
So how now don't they take the role of the ministry then they to the people, let their aware see.
So basically at one point in time, one of the things we're doing at the ministry now for establish a citizen portal. And that citizen portal, we open them up. We are in citizens that can come and raise their issues. Then we can also bring the issues of discussions. But in many cases, because of the technology, not everybody get access to technology. We hold them community meetings. We go down. We even get a project with the UNDP on national cohesion, a 2 years project. We also get another project with the Office of the Vice President, where they bring the civil society organizations and government together every 6 months for tell them what in government they do, for tell them what people they do. The CSO then say they bring to the government what the people then do. So there are different platforms the way we raise. We are in people then they interact and get the information they need for government.
All right, you talk about citizen portal. How this portal work?
So the portal na a cloud system. We develop in the cloud system. We are in once you log in into a website, it will take you to the portal, and once you go into the portal, you register. When you register, then the portal they allow you for them to go inside and be part of the discussion. So it's a cloud system.
So in all this way you don't talk about how best as my colleague rightly asked, so how best one don't they do for say government policy and agenda then we government can get reach the people and then the people know what's in the inside some particular policy them we government can want for implement.
So basically that's why in policies or act what we call the regulations and they develop a communication strategy around that. Not necessarily the same at the ministry they do that. But the institutions they were responsible they developing. When you develop a policy, you translate it into a bill after cabinet or approved by the parliament, they establish an act. Then they ask you for they develop a regulation. The regulation and they tell you how to implement that particular act. And in that regulation, they also develop a communication strategy. And that's what the institution they do. So we see across the country during the election, we see PPRC, we see if you have they don't strengthen the Ministry of Information and role and all the rest of this, all these things they happen now because advice is still beyond the government. They don't tell waiting the people they want. Now we see how the Ministry of Information try to get information gaps. Now we see information gaps and all that. Because at prompt we have a government mouthpiece. We always there out there for tell the people. This institution then we don't because one of the major problems we get at this corner are two things. One is M&E system, number two is communication. And that they make sure with the government and the people and be their part. But we don't they strengthen them, we don't they see now at least now we don't minimize even the issue of the misinformation and disinformation because there is access to information at any time of people they need them.
Where this ministry be the Ministry of Political Affairs, now one way plenty people be there is concerned say enough for exist. So how important this ministry did to the country?
So basically, some people get their own way when they do things because when the inside government, they don't understand. When you talk about democracy is not about the number of hospitals you build. It's not the amount of the roads that you make. It's about how do you make sure that people have access to information, how to use the hospital, how to use the roads, how to use the electricity, for make sure say any money where you pay as you tax, for may you understand who said they use that money. If you go pull that pump, that rubber, that pipe where they don't put for connect water, you cut her. Now somebody in money they get for use as taxpayer, then they get for you to go repair them. So instead of they make new one, now old one, then go buy back for make old one, meaning the country not they go before. So all these years now the ministry for they do for communicate. What we also be they do? We also be there again for a lot of complaints and they come. For example, a lot of land cases they come to we because it had political dimensions. There are times they look at from the liberal view, but they get political undertone. Let me give you a simple example. The election, most times, what is in this country, not of us say people then they go fetch and they go cost now because of the elected party then they, but now because now the interest. Me and you go don't make palaver, don't tell me your brother and sister within our house. Papa left property. then that property, the trouble come for them. Then me go to court. Because of the political connection, I win that case day. Where election can you say they go fight for belong to a political party, for they say if a party win, for they say you can't fight, for they say get the you right. Then the tension is seen during elections because everybody wants for their own party win so that you get access to the resources. So those things are very, very important. That's why you need them in ministry there for make sure that we not only look at the facial value of the issues so they happen, but we look at the political aspect of it and advise government as appropriate as how to address those issues.
So the term we on be as political affairs. So it's the ministry go proud of as the landmark achievements saying that this way before achieve.
The Peace Commission one. Then I will be the child. We see what the Peace Commission don't do. At a point in time, many Australians feel we don't need a dialogue between the opposition party and the government of Sierra Leone. We see how the Peace Commission bring together, and we see what they go on today. Yeah, that nothing will be proud of. We are also proud of the issue of a lot of the bills and what only we voice to, we don't review today. The issue of gender issue was very critical. If you get a population of 51% in a woman, that tells you say woman they get a central role for play. How do you make sure say you protect them and you make sure say you strengthen them, you build them capacity and drop them in the system for let them they get inbuilt potentials them when not only we empower them, you're able to trigger them potential them for let them show results. You look at what in the PPRC. Now the PPRC, where you do something, they find you now. Try they not they find even your party, even the campaign, they find me party. Now you see how they start and they get assertive, they get affirmative actions. Yeah, we see even the ACC. We advocate for let the ACC get the power for prosecute, let the ACC get the power for arrest. Those are some of the things and we are proud of because we lobby for them. These are things that we will make recommendations to the presidency, and the president listing. And when those institutions then come with their recommendations, then they have the authority for them to approve them. So we not like the forces behind the scene. You know the series because we win a mind game with the play as a ministry. We know they deliver roads, we know they deliver hospitals, we know they deliver electricity, but we they deliver those advices and lobby for them to make sure the institution they strengthen and let them serve the voice of the people of the country.
The Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs, now one of the key ministries, we company Bintumani, dialogue or talk, and after that particular dialogue, we get the Peace Commission. But again, plenty of people believe say after that particular Bintumani day, still we get issue, we get for do it political affairs. So from the ministry, when I'm able to achieve what you want.
So basically, dialogue is a process. It's not an event. Politics is a process. It's not an event. As long as man is sleeping awake, in thinking they change. As long as the world they change, technology they come, all that things then they emerge. Now so people their needs and wants then they change. And once needs and wants then they change, now so interest then they change, now so ideologies then they change. And you get to expect say for every day we'll sleep early morning, new thing will happen. So for me, many times I'm not even surprised with things that they happen because that's the dimension of politics. Politics they change over time because when you solve this problem, that problem we don't solve, we raise another problem. People then where you meet their needs today, another needs they come up. So and once people their needs and aspiration they come up every day, politics they become dynamic and so it becomes a process. So even when we don't form the Peace Commission, it not solve the problem. The problem will still continue for come because once people their needs and wants and aspirations then they change, so the situation they change and so the political dynamics they play and so the issues that they come up, we will make the commission go continue for their work. If not to that, after the first result where the commission don't come for those they'll dissolve the commission. But the commission is there because we know there's going to be emerging issues. And those emerging issues, the commission continue for stay for letting address those issues.
Continue for the way to inside the program in name na Amara Kalon, in the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs. As there for talk about things that we don't happen at the ministry. Well, we'll go for a break, we'll continue the program. Good morning, Salon.
When I go take your money and go. Also network problem. What's in you go do now?
Go any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk or sub-agent them, all about na the country. Then get the money service business. You go able to take money where they send for you na MoneyGram, Western Union, Small World, and rare money where they over 150 country them. With the rare and small world, this na for we brother and sister they where they oversee. Then can able send money direct na Salon Commercial Bank accounts. Na Salonia, like they one they we want bill us or they one day we want kawaka or for support their family them. Then can they oversee and put money inside them bank accounts.
How for do all this if I dey Uber yonder?
Easy, me brother. All you for do now for download the rare and small world app them and put your personal information them. Now you that. Remember say you forget valid ID card and the correct code where the person send for you for go take you money.
I want send money for me uncle upline.
No worry. Salon Commercial Bank column Salon Link whether the local transfer and Million Salon Commercial Bank money where anybody can go na any Salon Commercial Bank branch, kiosk, and then sub Salon Commercial Bank agency. Any sign at the country and tell the teller say you want send money upline. Then go do your transaction and give you code where you go send to your uncle, but your uncle forget valid ID card and the code where they give you, send and to them so it go take you money. Salon Commercial Bank they look for agents them where they do money transfer for partner with them.
Waiting at the sub agent.
Sub agents na people that will get business. We want for do money transfer service for Salon Commercial Bank. This service will give you good commission. So go na Salon Commercial Bank and go register or call them na this number here 077 714 792. Then go talk to you fine one.
Salon Commercial Bank, delivering value.
When I go take your money and go, Sierra Leone come.
Well, the program where they listen to na Good Morning Salon and it comes to you from New Englandville Studio on 98.1. You self get the opportunity to be part of the program by way how you can send a text message to the number 077 981 981 or you go to already Democracy Facebook page and drop a comments there. Well, inside the program, we'll take one power headline story. The Youth Action Movement Sierra Leone organization will only provide sexual reproductive health for women and girl picking them within a vulnerable community them, give psychosocial support, free family planning and plenty other service them. Where this according to the president for the Youth Action Movement Sierra Leone, Fambuya Nabi Bangura say, according to recent data we then get show say cervical cancer are the second leading cause of death where they affect women them we all 25 to 49 years in the country. Well, he explain more about this to reporter Karifa Tukonte inside this interview.
Sunday na awareness raising. We need for just encourage for let people to understand which are the right things that they need to know about their body, especially when it comes to personal health, personal hygiene, community-wise, how we for keep the community then safe. Because most of them sick the way they see now because of the alpha thing the way we know they do. How we all for keep we drainages them, like the gutter they all for be clean. Some certain things they need for putting all them things they part of health. So we want for always can tell them. In terms of reproductive health, we also can encourage people for letting them go now. We know say not to take it easy because of the economic standpoint. But we can encourage people for letting them go now hospitals them for checkups. You don't necessarily get for BBU facilities, but it could be government, it could be other private institution there. Because when you know earlier, you don't get chances for if there is any sickness, let them go able for help you work on them, for let you able for fit some correct one. So that is one of the key components. The one that we can need services, we can as well provide services. Like for example, I talk about family planning services there. But we can normally do them based on static clinic, we say we get with structures them. For instance, we can Atonia, 2 West Street, that would for go AYV, and then we get with clinic. We did the end that we provide service just like any other hospital for maternal cases them predominantly. The woman they go clinic before they born, all and even when you come for maternity, all and in any way they do them, and plenty more.
Okay, so over the years, we not only give them services to people na side away when get structure. Is it that na free service when they give already pay for the service?
Yeah, the one that they win are free. Most of the family planning services, they're including commodities, we give them free, including knowledge. But we get one they winner, like when they say cost recovery. Okay. You are not asking people for let them pay, but there are some small costs that we attach in, especially like in the maternal cases. If you get a woman decide for come now premise. At least we want for cancer, there are some certain things that we get for pay for, right? Not to completely free. That is not the cost recovery side them. But all other family planning and other SRH services we provide to young people are free of cost, including where would they give all the contraceptives them, whether na physical or barrier methods, whether na eye pills, whether na injections, you name them, we give them free of cost. So then they separate.
Okay, so as soon as they embark on sensitization and tell people about their body and family planning, what are some of the common sickness then we can come across?
Of course, you know the big one then at the room, HIV, right? And one way very common, and even to a point, because you get possible transmission, we then call vertical transmission, with possibility they for like Kumra, by the woman pass to picking we small. That is why we believe more attention to that. So HIV is very prevalent, especially to young people. That is very, very common.
At which age?
At every age. Like I talk about the infants, them small picking there, we then just born, then get possibility for get them. We they not involved by mommy and daddy business because of vertical transmission, right? If care not be taken, then they then get possibility. But the active one they win are the young people, then because of sexual exposure, active sexual participation. Now they evolve into sexual practices. And then we also get cervical cancer now, where then they affect young girls then, right? Starting from 25 years to 49. They call them childbearing age. Those women involving in that childbearing age can get possibility for get cervical cancer. And you also dig into the rampage. That bone blind for the woman, we then call cervix. Now you can get cancer. And we know cancer cells and then they grow abnormally and rapidly. Most of them kidney nature. If you see where cervical cancerous cells is so bad for look, and it can make people then lost their marriages then. Because when they get sexual activities, painful, it can result to bleeding and plenty other things, right? So that is why we just encourage people. Cervical cancer day, HIV day, we get a lot of other infections, diseases that we you know already.
Okay, so when I get statistics of people that we get HIV, cervical cancer, and other sicknesses.
Right now, according to the recent data, we get about 1.7% transmission rate of HIV, but I will get for confirm, but then at the one way the clock in my mind, see about 1.7% HIV prevalent rate now we get right now. In terms of cervical cancer, now the second leading cause of death after breast cancer na salon. Cervical cancer. Remember, I told you 2 of them. And we get plenty others them, right? Apart from all them sick then day, one of the things that make you also nice for all we talk about sexual reproductive health matters, now the maternal mortality rate. We like, for example, Beleoma one go born, it go left inside the, right? That is so high. According to the 2019 demographic health survey, now 717 per 100,000 live births. Any 100,000 live births, 717 women then they die per maternal mortality. But then with the recent estimates, they say don't go down to about 443. We now like from 717 to 4. We mean say improvements day. But because we don't get other DHS yet, now that old one day we still they use. We get plenty other sexual reproductive health cases them where most of the times we can always want for just tap onto HIV, but we get plenty others them, including teenage pregnancies, we still prevalent, including school dropout, we still prevalent, and plenty others.
Okay, so now waiting at the relationship with Una and the Ministry of Health since Una also they give medical service to people in the country.
Okay, so we get various partners them like the ministry in one. We get UNFPA, we then say they help with quite so much, especially with the cervical cancer project we will implement with them. But with the government for now, we don't get support from them. By way how like for the SRH clinic, we don't get some nurses them we don't post from the ministry, where they serve day, because we want to also factor in the free healthcare initiative, part of we programs them at the clinic. So we get nurse them we and the ministry SSSF deploy them now premise, right? Then I want support. We also can get support when we talk about policy, anything we want for develop with policy document, like the recent strategy we will develop for the next 5 years and plenty others, ministry can always support. Recently, we also try to develop a communication strategy for the next 5 years. Ministry and staff them bigger for the. When they self can also need we self can come in, right? In terms of funding, we not only get funding from government yet, because other member associations them IPPF where we they part of, some of them can get funding from them state government. But in we own case, it not don't be the case yet. We go wish that could be the case anytime soon, but we not reach that point yet. But I will tell you that we have a very good working relationship with the government.
Well, in the president, the president for Youth Action Movement Sierra Leone, Fambuya Nabi Bangura, maybe they talk to Karifa to content inside that interview there. As he said, the recent data we then get show say cervical cancer are the second leading cause of death where they affect women them we all 25 to 49 years in the country. The program where they listen to na Good Morning Salon and it come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get between at the studio the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Amara Kalon. We don't talk about the different things they don't do na the ministry and self get for can talk about the policy agenda for public service reform na salon and other things we don't happen at the ministry. And Mr. Minister, before we can talk about the policy agenda for public service reform, we want to put together now. People don't confuse the work of the public service and that of the civil servant. So waiting at the different, waiting at the two year they work.
Okay, thank you very much. This question they come often and again, and I think let's see how far we will. So the civil servant is also a public servant, yeah, because the overlying umbrella for the service delivery in this country is the public service. But you can be a public servant, you not be a civil servant also. So that's the difference. So the civil service is just part of the public service. Yeah. So what is the civil servant then do? The civil servant then get what we call the bureaucracy of permanency. So meaning these now people there once they recruit you into the system now until retirement. And you get certain codes and procedures away for follow. And why the reason why they set and because government are continuity. And because government are continuity, you need to forget people that will get the institutional memory of what thing don't they happen and what thing get for happen. So like where government change, you get people away for sit down for say, even if you knew people in the camp, what they can we for tell the what thing don't they happen. What in the other government don't they do? So that's they create that bureaucracy of permanency, what they call the civil service. So they can be administrators, there also be technical people. You can call the directors and all the rest of it, the permanent secretary, the deputy secretaries, and all that form the civil service. The public servants, now people they most times when they're on contract or appoint with them political appointees, or we then get them jobs them by being part of a project implementation unit or a commission where they're established by an act of parliament or an agency or other institutions. Now then we call the public servant. So for them, it's not permanency, not dependent job. Permanency, not dependent job. And then the project can start after 5 years, you close, then go. Then can appoint you as minister after 5 years or 3 years you go. Then can create a commission that the public's like the peace commission. Then they put you on contract every 2 years or 3 years. Then they say then they review you contract. If you perform, then you continue. If you not perform, then drop you. But the issue of permanency, unless you do something very, very serious against the laws, then it will make you lose your job. And then are they responsible for the institutional memory of what they happen in governance.
According to it, they explain don't differentiate the workload and they do the civil servant and get permanency. But plenty time we don't see most of the civil servants and they don't involve in politics. We according to exploiting how they work, that's not for be so. Let's take example, get most of some of the permanent sector is them political campaigns and they rally then you see them the day. So then get right for day as what you explain say they work na permanency and government na continuity.
Okay, so I agree with you. Everybody is a political animal. So first of all, let's establish that everybody in the world is being as an individual or collectively, you belong in a university to go to fraternities, in we small organization, now we communities, then we get clubs, they would they said. These are all politics they play because they get for appoint director, they get for appoint secretary general, people they get for do this. So politics, everybody is a political animal. But when it comes to national politics, the civil service codes, rules and regulations make it clear. Say you not for show yourself. That's not the word they use. You not for show yourself in politics. You politics for the inside your heart. And where time reach for go vote, you go vote. Because everybody get right for vote. If not do that, then before they don't say, may they not vote. You know, like for example, like Egypt, then get certain cadre of people that wouldn't say may they not vote because of the kind of job they do. But in we own country, then say, watching a civil servant, you not for show yourself. And if any evidence they we show say you participate in any of them thing, then the civil the HRMO, when at the Human Resource Management Office, get right for take you to task, and if they find you guilty, then for relieve you of your duty. So that is a law. But they're not stopping for them, practice politics. The only thing you politics for the inside your heart, for them at the public and that will influence. Because at the end of the day, where government change, now you back then get for commit. Now you get the institutional memory. So if they begin doubt you, then problem they begin for them straight off. So that's the issue. And the civil service could make them very clear on that for go public, but that not stop you for be a politician. The politician inside your heart.
Okay, as you mentioned, say civil servants, them, you party or your political affiliation for deny art, but in the recent time, government after government, what you don't see a contrary, and you mentioned say HRMO, if they find out say you go against some of them, then code them, then suppose for take action. So going forward, within the ministry get for do towards some of the civil servants, then we're not able to be for put them political, party na the art instead of then come out na public begin show say then they na this particular party.
So again, I always look at human behavior because I study economics. It's a human behavior a relative. So meaning man, certain environment where you find yourself, it trigger you for two things, them consciously or unconsciously. Yeah. So there are times somebody they do something unconsciously, and maybe after the thing, it capture catch himself and say, oh, I know before don't do this. Yeah. You get them cases then. But that's why we talk so now. We can review the civil service codes, rules and regulations for strengthening some of those laws in them. Because at the end of the day, mortal man. I can then music they play. I know like Islam say I know for dance. I know for dance to music. I know for sing music. But at the time we find music they play. I even forget singing a Muslim. And after I don't commit crime, but I go turn to God, say, God, there forgive me. You understand? So more time than the environment can influence your behavior pattern. But what will they try for do now for make sure say we limit we're not able to stop them, but the limit in a way we are in at least we will create a civil service force where any government will come, will trust them, and we will make sure they then left the system in them for let them run administratively.
Okay, continue for the between the program in the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Amaya Kalon, where they added for talk about the policy agenda for civil service reform na Salon and other things we don't happen at the ministry. Well, inside the program now, not time for we take break.
No TB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, will send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we dey here for you.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue inside the program now. They take one of the headlines to read them inside the alleged November 26 coup case with former President Nkrumah, they team up for a court. Wednesday, January 17, 2024, Magistrate Santigi Bangura and Pademba Road Magistrate Court number 2 don't agree with High Court adjustment. Usai former President Nkrumah for medical leave na Nigeria. Well, for more on this, make we join Theodore Arena.
After 4 o'clock, the case of former President Anes by Nkrumah been start before Magistrate Santigi Bangura and Pademba Road Court number 2. Outside the States Council, AGM Bokari, they mentioned the matter in a court, where they make Magistrate Santigi Bangura be asked for the accused when a first-time President Nkrumah. Outside the lead defense lawyer, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, be apologized and be informed the court, but inclined a medical issue. Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, when the lead defense lawyer, been so present a medical report na court and so been talk about it too short to them, we self-present na court, when a chairman and deputy chairman for the APC party, Minkailo Mansare and so Ambassador Usman for the Yansane.
AGM Bokari. Now one pan the state prosecutor, he been say it important for get the post way prepare the report, but same so say it was a landed friend and self say then get them witness then a court, and because the accused absent from court, they not go able for go on with the case. We make it say they not want to make the accused use this bail issue as excuse because then they far from the trial. After the State Council don't talk, make the lead defense counsel been say in clients are one post way don they attend to CID call and same way so the ACC. After this, make the magistrate been say it don't take judicial notice and be ask the defense and the state for work together for conclude the PI. Magistrate Bangura be advise all man for be mindful of the case within a court. After we it all address both party, make Magistrate Bangura be agree with the High Court order. We don't adjust former President Anes Koma in bail for go seek medical attention in Nigeria. The magistrate been same way so want the media for reporting right information from court and say if anybody do thing we go against the court, e not go afraid for make it face the law. Magistrate Santigi Bangura been adjourn this case to March 6 this year. The one they way they turn up for the state, now the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Robert Kowa, AGM Bokari, and other one them. And the one they way they defend inside this case are Joseph Ijira Kamara, A Koroma, I Koroma, S Bangura, C Kamara, M Sise, and plenty other one them. For Radio Democracy, me na Federal Arena the report.
The program na Good Morning Salon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get Amara Kalon, Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs. Before we go for that break, they do explain about a lot of things them we don't they happen at the ministry. But let's take your minds back. You mentioned say civil servants, not for mixed pan politics and other things them. But in recent times we see Usai, the chief administrator them with them boss them not the see one side. So going forward, within the ministry get for the two for CC, some of the issues there where they happen frequently. What's up?
So basically, as the local councils and under the Ministry of Local Government, the reforms they look at how do we integrate the local councils into the civil service system. It's a whole process in itself where we don't begin a meeting with the Deputy Minister of Local Government. So the issue where they happen, I think, we left under the Minister of Local Government. Can't talk about that. Why make them not the meet? The two they not the meet, I don't know, because I not working at the ministry, I not get the complaints and I'm a table. But what will they try for do? Now for let we see how we able integrate the local council into the public service system through the civil service. We want to integrate them where we have the CS, then they come through a KIDA or create a separate KIDA for the CS. Because the question would they ask yourself, would they make you as chief administrator or would they appoint you as a chief administrator? Till you die, you become a chief administrator. There is no career pathway. We go say after chief administrator, where next do you go? So they find out doing the same thing for 20, 30 years become monotonous. And they make you bring the retired because they learn anything, they put your brain into action. So how do they develop a kid that either integrate them or create a parallel system wherein you get a career pathway, or say you get assistant CA, deputy CA, they go to CA, they go to senior CA, so that at least somebody get a career pathway where after every 2-3 years, say it goes on site, you change your career, you develop new things, you get new assignment, new responsibility, then you move on. But now once they make you CA, until you tire, you left or you retire. And doing the same thing all through for 10, 5, 15 years, make you retired. And then they make like, now make you some man, they say, well, I do 5 years and they change job. You can want to do the same thing all the time. They build anything in you. So those are the things they look for. And probably by God in power, they will don't start for engage with the local government for say, how do we do that integration? Can it be parallel integration or horizontal integration? We'll look at it. We'll address those issues when we reach there. But for now, there's complaints are with the Ministry of Local Government. If they were able to do the integration, then now we know I get that responsibility for answer the question.
All right. Away from what you just explained, not a secret for no see presently at this time we get political tension. So what in the ministry don't they do?
So the issue of politics get in your horizontal and vertical level. Yeah, like I said previously, the role of politics not necessarily means at the ministry they play. I don't need for them at the front line, because the job of public administration is also political. Because the question here is, what do we see at the political stage? As I said earlier, there are times people don't get the interest. Why make a one for let's say people in our power? Because I get people that being what they know say if I be minister, I will help them forget jobs. So they will kill, they will do everything for them within our power. But if everybody knows you don't need no need for belong, there is enough job. Where you go for go apply, you get a platform where you go online, you look inside and say job description, you go you apply. There's no need for no than you know say everybody get equal opportunity for get job. People know kill themselves behind politics. So you see people and they kill themselves behind politics because they want to have access to the resources. And then feel that only when the young party in a power, then they get access to the resources. So the reform takes that into consideration. So that's the political aspect of the public administration. So what we look right now is not the politics of democracy, it's the politics of national cohesion, the politics of access to resources, the politics for make sure we get an administration where we strengthen service delivery system, wherein people they no go feel, no go think say now who knows you, then go give you job, but you know say now what you know, then go make you get access to the resources. So now that political aspect we look at right now.
Okay, Mr. Minister, so when we talk about the policy agenda for public service reform, na salon we una the ministry and other partner them they develop now. What's in bring about this?
So as I said, a new ministry. And because in a new ministry, we get a process where we go to. First of all, the president don't do the proclamation, he don't announce the establishment of this ministry, he don't appoint a minister. We next thing after we develop with vision, with mission, and all the things that we constitute with mandate. Once we get on there, now cabinet go approve. Once cabinet approve, then gazette. Why they don't gazette and now it don't become a legal ministry that anything what we take is legally binding according to the law. Now the next thing is what thing we want for do. We not just jump into the water no more begin swim. We need for know for how the water they. Now one water, now cold water, then don't treat the chemical they which kind of water it be. We get for no force what in the day. And once we don't do that assessment day, the result we get from the assessment now we go to now for say for the next 1 year now this one do, for 2 years now this one do, 3 years now this one do, 4 years we call a strategic plan. What we don't do right now, we don't do the assessment, we don't do a conference. Now Bintimani, we will bring all the players them in and out of the country. We bring experience from Africa, where we can see which kind public service we get in a salon and how we all will constitute. And they actually in that conference that one of the recommendations we for develop a strategic plan, a 5-year strategic plan. And so what we don't develop the vision, the mission, we don't get on there, we don't get the pillars then, we for constitute the strategic plan. We don't develop the objectives then now. Now the last stage, and for they'll go to a retreat, maybe 2 or 3 days retreat for they'll finalize the document. Now that document, they be the Bible, they be the Quran. That any tool they do has to speak to the content of that document. We can go out of it, but for make sure we keep into it. So that at the end of the day, if we say we deliver this in the next 5 years, in 5 years' time, then get for use for assess whether we will achieve those goals, where to make not achieve or how we achieve or not the result. So that will be with means of measurement. And that make now they can develop. But in the interim also, we not wait until we get the document. We don't start work already. Like they say, we can review the civil service codes. Because from 2011, they're not able to review and many things that happen. We not get a public service act in this country. We can develop one for this country so that we know who constitutes the public service of this country. It's unfortunate that the constitution of Sierra Leone silence about the public service and not tell where the voting constitute the public service. We get a public service commission, but instead in hand tie because the constitution not tell her voting whether they constitute the public service. So over 30, 40 years, they were just focused on the civil service. But now we don't know, so this is not the lacuna in the constitution. We can develop a chapter in the constitution now as a ministry. For they'll get a chapter that define the public service of Sierra Leone. We will give the authority to the Public Service Commission for preside over them.
Yeah. So during the time when we put these documents together as we still on them, what's not the thing they want to consider we go able for reform or bring change now the public service and the public sector?
Yeah, so there are about 4, 5 or 6 things they will look at. First of all, look at the institution itself. the public service as an institution, how we need for reformer, which are the present culture of the civils and public service. We need to understand that. Because some of we not to part of the public, will not be part of the civil service, although they work at the public service. But we need to get an in-depth understanding of what in the culture. One look at also who are the people them within the public service, the staff themselves, how many we get present, so that we know we strength, we know we then capacity them. We also want to look at what are the functional structures the way they get. In terms of administration, what are the administrative structures them, in terms of technical, what are the technical structures them, we then get. We also look at the policy reforms, the policies then where they guide the operations of both the civil and public service. We want to look at them, whether they are fit for purpose, or we need for review them, or we need for create new ones, and so that we will able to strengthen them. We are also looking at the capacity of the individuals themselves. Do they have the requisite qualifications or the experience for able to deliver on their services then? So for example, don't move to digitalization. Do our staff have the IT capacity? If we want to digitalize the system, they don't have that power for operate no digital system. We also look at those kind of training we want to give them. Those kind of system to want develop, wherein somebody go say, okay, I want to develop my career pathway in this area. So you go follow them up all through. We are also looking at even the civil service training college. We get for be the hub for all this training. We also look at them. The other way they look at are the job descriptions. The job descriptions in the public service. We want to understand which are the different functions then within the civil service and the public service, and how do we develop them job description there, so that one composition in job description not in conflict with another one, because we see that right now mostly in the public service, we are in somebody in job description, they in conflict with another person. So in the same ministry, in the same agency, they fit.
So like which one so you think say don't clash?
Well, there are we still do the studies. We want to do an assessment, first of all, get a clear understanding of them. Then we start for now develop a whole structure where they look at those job descriptions and define them, so that we able to reduce and minimize the conflict in job description. And so many, we talk about digitalization also. In all this, we go for digitalize the system. Then you will not get no excuse. We're not big for that. Salon get for go digital.
Mr. One new mandate we don't for oversee the Human Resource Management Office and the Public Service Commission. Who's kind change? We don't bring that into offices then.
So they are doing a good job. That they might not tell you like they are good, but then get limitation also. Let us not forget that limitation in resources, capacity. It has to do with even the office space, the office environment, the legal frameworks then within they establish. The PSC from Article 150 to 153 clearly explain what's in the Public Service Commission. Again, the powers for recruit, again the powers for train, again the powers for manage human resource. But it has been challenged. It has been challenged because then we'll not get a legal document will define the public service in this country. So anybody we go talk to will say, no, me not a part of the public service. Because document not the way prove say he's part of the public service. So then get a lot of commissions and agencies that they don't establish, and those agencies don't challenge the Public Service Commission. We're not to the Public Commission in fault. It's as a result of constitutional error. And that's now also don't prompt the issue for them to review the constitution. And we don't develop a chapter now in the new constitution. We get for explain exactly what's in the public service. And that now will give the power to the public. So what we do is strengthen the Public Service Commission for preside over the institution what they call the public service. And also strengthen the HRMO for maybe do the human resource management responsibility. Because if you enable strengthen the competency framework, we do the leadership framework, we do the performance appraisal system, we build them, we digitalize them, then you go see say over time, because you're not going to be an event. The changes get for be gradual, they get for be slow, but we get for see the changes and they take place over time. So we are going to strengthen those institutions because now them for do the job, not we. We just they provide the coordination role, make sure they get access to the resources and provide the resources at their doorstep, and make sure we monitor them and oversee them for let them implement what we want for let them do.
Okay, continue for the between the program. In name na Amara Kalon, in the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, where they are on the talk on different things them, where on the happen at the ministry. Well, inside the program now, we continue to look at issues them. The CEO for J&J Production Store Nakono District, Elias Jamil say the award wey in coming they give to cocoa farmer them every year. Now part of their commitment for support the agricultural sector in the country. In talk this for the 2022-2023 Cocoa Farmer Award, where they organize for farmer them na Kono district this time. Well, for more on this week, we join reporter Musa Kamara.
Cash crop farming now one of the activity them na Kono district who said in the plant cacao, coffee and other cash crop them as way for encourage this sector. One businessman, a humanitarian, where they run the J&J produce store na Kono district over the past year them, don't they give award and support farmer them na this sector, especially the one them where they do business with J&J produce store na Kono. But how they pick the one them where they give award?
The criterions then how you cow with cacao and coffee na J&J produce store. The more you cow with cacao, now the more chances you get. How you do one? Wake out like example 100 kilo, 200 kilo, 300 kilo. Anytime we out of the writer. Wake out 2,000 kilo, wake out of the writer. You count 3,000 kilo, wake out of the writer. So for the rest of the 1 year, we calculate all OT sell. Then the other year back, we calculate all OT sell. If now you sell past all man, we give you the price or put say as a star price. But on the very day, we get other valuable prizes back where they get. But where farmer then they come for can sell and cacao and coffee there. You understand? With the ban at the hand. We they give them the money there. With the ban at the hand, we give them the money there. Then we get additional raffle, we call it a daily raffle. At least we can sell. Now J&J produce store. You they play a daily raffle. Who say they win, then cheer, then your rubber, then cement bag, then bundle zinc, different kinds in there. We do win from we daily raffle every blessed day we people they can sell. Yearly promotion and then we can put them big prizes there. We can put like house, motorcar, bike, and all that in there. The golden prize cost with the land around surrounded, you understand, cost over 240 million leones. 240 million leones, including the house and the other additional land with the around there. Because we get an excess of land in case something go and be.
CEO for J&J produce store na Kono district, Elias Jamil, where they can call Sapumi. They talk about the award to farmer them, where they don't they give over the past year them. But waiting at the price for this year and how it be done talek over the past year them.
Since we start 2020, I first make me promotion at Kwedu Community Football Field. The farmer will do the highest sales for the year. We end up for getting one under. Even the bike man himself will carry its customer in a J&J produce store. So that motivates them for making them go into agriculture. Then 2020, I've been saying to farmers there, you do the highest sales at J&J produce store. I will give one motorcar to the highest seller for the year. So 2021, at Kwedu Community Football Field, I give one motorcar to the highest seller for the year. So 2021 again, I say again, the way they sell the highest cacao and coffee, I they get one house. That's now for 2022 and 2023 season. So you they sell the highest one, I they give one house. So with regard to that, the people go in more. Today when at 2024, we have been on tell farmer years back, say 2021, I say 2022 and 23, end of season for inside 2024, January 13, I they give farmer one house. You do the highest sales.
Created by an act of parliament in 2013 for monitor the production, processing and marketing of produce them in the country for ensuring they get quality. This make the regional manager East for the Salon Produce Monitoring Board, Mohammed Kalon, say the award to farmer them where J&J they do. Now step in the right direction for help the government's development agenda in the agriculture sector.
When you don't see, I can say this with authority, that not even any exporter in Sierra Leone don't get the mind and genuine heart for being a farmer, a whole housing facility as a reward. I heard over the period of time that it will even give by mandem, bike and outer. These are the kind of things we are looking forward to. J&J, you don't need to go to farm gate to announce price. Yeah? From what I have heard of your interventions, bike man then tell me yesterday, see, when they count cocoa to you, they give them fear. That is the strategy about the business. Yeah? If you have gotten problem with them, with your colleagues, regarding you going to farms to announce price, don't go there. Your strategy is clear. No farmer, no agent, no exporter has ever dreamt in their own interventions for give any farmer a housing facility in Sierra Leone. I'm saying this with authority. Secret to this business is fair trade. Give attractive prices to your farmers for the quality of cocoa they process. We as regulators, one thing we they kick against is foul play. If I found out that you they cheat on the farmers, when I come with no remorse, with no second thought, I'll shut down that store.
Mamadi Mansari from Gbanet Chiefdom, Kono District, now the winner of the J&J Produce Fair Trade Raffle for 2022-2023, we sell to J&J Produce Store over 56,000 kilograms of cacao. He talk about how we feel for get this award.
I dey tell J&J thank you. I dey tell and thank you. I know they will tell I for tell and thank you. I grab it. I don't grab it so much. A business will do not to foresee now what a tea I can't give me host. Not below say. He say the work we do take this host. I don't grab it. I don't grab it. All man they tell and thank you. Say Kono District from where in camp and the cocoa side. All man they feel fine. Say we cancel cocoa to run. Not all the money, cocoa money. He take what the thing back with you. The class year I win past 5 tire. That they tell J&J. I've been one accent fee. I try back. That win where I win this year, so I'll be able to win back next year.
The region chief for Bense Chiefdom, Kono District, Air Moses Commander, say as government don't launch the feed saloon agriculture program, the activity of J&J na one way they support the government agenda. We make them as traditional leader them ready for support this coming for succeed na Kono District. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Musa Kamara, the reports.
Well, the program where they listen to na Good Morning Salon, and it comes to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You self get the opportunity for be part of the program by where you can send a text message to the number 077-981-981, or you go on Radio Democracy Facebook page and drop your comments there. Well, inside the program, we still get the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, when Amara Kalon, we don't talk on different things, we don't happen at the ministry. And Mr. Minister, you say one part of the thing where the ministry go proud of now the Peace Commission and the other thing there, and the other commission they want to bring together. But we don't see the Buntumani people, they don't go talk about peace, the setting up of the Peace Commission, we see the work they do, and recent peace, if we still see the dialogue where they between the APC and the government. But with all NTA way the ministry and other people they don't do for CC peace in the country, still we get political tension and other thing. So also you think say we don't get it wrong as a nation?
Yeah, thank you very much. I really don't want to discuss politics today. I really want to discuss public administration. Let me reference back my previous statement. That once mortal man they live, once people their needs and aspirations they change over time. The political environment always go there like I did so. Not to Sierra Leone where they happen. Across the globe, then same tension they are there. The question is how we manage expectations. And the problem we'll get now is expectations. How do we manage them? And the second thing we will have problem with now Sierra Leone that we have to be real to ourselves. Sierra Leoneans they don't lose patience. For over 60 years, the expectations were high. And now you don't reach at the global stage, you don't reach at a point now where people they want for see realities. Yeah. So now the question is, do we need to look at quick wins or we look at sustainable development? That's not the crossroad of the right now. If you say quick wins, meaning you go then cosmetic things we go do, we're not able to withstand the test of time. Do we look at sustainable development? Do we need to sacrifice a generation for another generation? That's not the crossroad of the now. And when you see like for we own government, I'm proud of it. I'm always proud of the government because it's about sustainable development. If you want for make sure say you build Sierra Leone tomorrow, if you want for make sure you produce the rest, make sure say you get the skilled labor. If you don't get the skilled labor today, you're not going to produce the rice tomorrow. And that's what the investment in education for tomorrow. That's why after 5 years now we can say, can we go to feed salon? Because now we know so we get the skilled labor for them to, or else you are going to bring other people then from other countries with the skilled labor. And then they can't go to cost capital flights because they can't pay them in your currency, then they take the money, they carry on at their own country and they left you beer. And once them go, you still left a gap. So we have to decide between quick wins and sustainable development. If we take sustainable development, then a generation has to be sacrificed. If we say quick wins, then mean we'll get for sacrifice the generation of tomorrow for them to satisfy ourselves today. If we take sustainable development, we'll get for sacrifice the generation today for the generation tomorrow. So this is the crossroad we have now. Everybody has to make decisions. Politics will get forget this pressure. As long as we move slowly toward development, but the time we reach our development, like other countries, then now I be there America year before last during the parliamentary elections. I don't even know say election in the country. No, I didn't feel it. I would work up. Pass me brother and say, "Well, go by that, go vote." And we go. Now I don't even know say election day because people they not hinge. Then safe on politics. Now voting they know. Then train themselves, then get them capacity, then go to job, then come on out their job, then get them small thing they eat. Yeah. But here now, because of the high employment rate, the high expectations, we need them. Would not they get 1 million for the one with 2 million shoes? You know, I can always say, we the people, they don't develop as the country. So we need an aspiration they're high. We get brothers they abroad with the support winner, yeah? Then they afraid for send money for because that shoes we not get mind buy for car with. Where can I meet you where? With that small money, they say. So until we lower down expectations, we structure we needs and aspirations then we say we are going to decide for say let's have a development for tomorrow. Malaysia did it 37 years ago. It reached a point in time where they say, you know what, let's shut down Malaysia and let we focus on ourselves. They shut down the borders, no NGO, no donor partners. They generate their own resources for themselves. Then can't salute, they can't take with Banga. Then care that Banga, they go Malaysia, then crossbreed that Banga. Today that Banga then don't become the main source of resources for Malaysia. And today Malaysia is one of the fastest developing countries in the world. Because people make decisions for sustainable development as opposed to quick wins. So that's the problem. So once then tear the play, quick win versus sustainable development, you get a clash. And that clash day is always on politics. So we get for brace up for then tear. We get for continue until we get them right.
All right, we did take some message inside the program this morning. This one says, Mr. Minister, we're proud of you. May Allah continue to bless you.
This one says, Minister Amara Kalon comprehensive plan for civil service reform in Sierra Leone is a game changer by integrating various sectors. The government is paving the way for enhancing efficiency, transparency, and progress to all stakeholders. Let's unite in support of crucial initiative for the betterment of our nation. Together, we can drive sustainable development and create a brighter future for all.
This other one say the former financial secretary was seen addressing the SLPP supporters last election whilst in office and no action was taken. Going forward, what will be your recommendation towards these people?
This one's excited to hear Minister Amara Kalon discussing the core value of a civil servant and public servants in Sierra Leone. Their commitment to integrity, impartiality, and professionalism is crucial for the country's progress. Reforming the sector's code of ethics is a bold step towards a more accountable and efficient government.
This other one say, please show me who side we go report anything we get for do with political business.
And this other one say, if the permanent secretary and other people in the mix span politics where they work, they know for do that, who step the ministry go take against them people here?
This other one say, Salona country pops. This man they tell we say the June 24 election not the most peaceful election. We 7 months don't pass, we not get result. Election we don't. All right, this one not too clear.
And this other one they say, congratulations, bro, J and J, keep it up.
And this other one say, Mr. Kalon, it's nice to look. Okay, this one not too clear again.
And this one say, Mr. Minister, you ease my day with your explanation and plan towards its country. May you succeed in all this your perfect explanation.
This one say the judiciary of Salone. All right. Well, now that's not some of the message I will get from now, you know.
Yeah, when Mr. Minister, you don't listen to some of the text messages, then we will respond to them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Somebody, I tell a person, thank you, will bring this issue of ethical issues. So the ethical issue is part of the review. Again, we talk about the civil service code, rules and regulations. That in they help with for let we look at the morals and ethics of the profession. But let we not forget the world they move from compliance-based delivery system to value-based delivery system. Compliance means you force somebody for do what you want for do. But with the world now, they say
Mr. Minister inside the program with the holiday first, we did go for short break. After the break, you go continue for response to the messages then.
You dey look for Masasabi people wey go handle your motor insurance? Well, go Slico, one of the leading insurance company wey dey before for insurance business as alone. Slico don dey for over 30 years now. Slico dey do digital motor insurance, wey mean say dem dey insure your motor vehicle na a computer system, and quick one, you go get all wetin you need for be insured. Slico dey offer third-party insurance, third-party fire and theft, and comprehensive. So whether you dey look for insure your motor car, motorbike, keke, or truck, Slico go insure them for you with collars. Or you can even choose for insure them comprehensive with Slico, and one that you know they get. Slico they near you all time. The head office dey na 68 Sanders Street by Edward Street Junction, and get branch them na Lumley roundabout. Padema Road license office, 132 Kisi Road near license office. They get kiosk booth them na Dwazak, Kihaman Road by Lodge, Aberdeen Road roundabout, Wilberforce Bottom Mango, Regent Village Turntable, Upgon roundabout, Kisi Shell, Wellington PMB, Joy Junction, and Waterloo 55. Or you can contact them at that number 074 400 044, 075 500 055, 072 222 200, or 072 112 112. Choose Slico and insure with collars. Slico, come here one time.
Well, from that break, they'll get inside the program. When they come back to the minister, Mr. Minister, will they respond to some of the text messages they will be reading inside the program.
So as they say, where the world they move, most of Africa they move from compliance-based public service to value-based civil service. As the party talk about ethical. Do you want to force somebody to get the result, or you want to make many people do the result based upon morals and passion and what we call patriotism? So, for example, if you want to let somebody do the job, make the person know, say in conscience, say this, you know, they do one for me, they do one for the nation, and get for contribute, in picking and get for benefit for every actions and inaction we get for do. Rather than you take the books for say the book say now this you for do and you for do one. So that's the kind of thing I would try to look at. Those ethical aspects of service delivery. What the person they go if you didn't in charge of passport. You did give passport out for let you know, say this, if I give out to somebody, we're not to Sierra Leonean, they get for affect this country. They get for affect we name. If I give national ID card to somebody, may this person, may what the guy may be Sierra Leonean, become no go in. So that passionate, that's not issue of nationalism, that moral value in you, they push you for let you do the right thing, rather than for let them force you for let you do the right thing. These are some of the things they look in the reform. The issue of where for report civil servant, well, that's why I have the HRMO. You write directly to the HRMO, are they in charge of human resource management? You write, you get your evidence. Once you get your evidence, you get pictures for social the person without there, send them to them, and copy other people that you get. For example, I then call them I won't forget. I remember a name. You get them play do for Senate. Somebody they talk about say, maybe talk about peaceful elections of June 2024 and still. Now I talk about peace. I don't talk about transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability now other institutions responsible for that. Not only responsible for that, but for me as a political affairs deputy minister, then may they talk about the peaceful, and we get now one of the most peaceful elections we Salondo ever get in this country, and that they don't go down in history. All the reports that we don't come out, they assert to that for say this is the most peaceful election amidst the allegations there where people they make in terms of transparency and accountability. So let's get that very, very clear. So basically this now the questions the way they come at is now the response them, and then we will continue for work for reforms, because reform is a process. There is a lot for do for change mindset. And a few days back, we get a meeting. We are bringing all the players then, even retired permanent secretaries. I first then come to the fold, Because when they get wealth of experience and knowledge, we don't go to them village with. We'll not tap into it. So they bring them, come back, and retrieve their knowledge and they from them. We utilize our processor and put her into the young people then for let them deliver for we in the reform mode.
Mr. Minister, one quick one now is 0779819. This one say, Mr. Minister, thanks for the eloquent submission this morning. What is your ministry doing in the harmonization of salaries for public and civil servants?
So we already get the Wages and Compensation Commission with established. We already, well, the acts no say me for be part of the ministry for be part of it, because the commission they approve and a parliament before then they establish this ministry. But we are now pushing for let the ministry be part of, because the people then with that commission they get for deal with now me they preside over there. Now this ministry they preside over there. So you cannot deal with the people that will be the preside over and not the outside they make decision for them. But the wages and compensation harmonization is going on. And then they already appoint the chairman, then they can work for constitute the body, and they are going to work, because also that's not part of the problem. When somebody feels the other person, they're not the same grade, then get the same qualification, and then they get salary person, it demotivate the person. But if we able to do salary harmonization across the board, regardless of where you did, once they are the same grade, you get the same salary, people not go begin jump from one place to another for look for greener pastures, and people then will focus, because say the man way you compete with at the same thing that get go only better pass you, we produce the result pass you.
All right,
So
quick one as we not get better time again. We understand say from the 30 Salon de host the APRM. Take me through that.
Yeah, so President being the chair of the APRM Forum of Head of State and Government, and also me as the focal point for Sierra Leone, also now the chair for the national focal point of the APRM, 43 countries then. Sierra Leone they host the APRM for 4 statutory meetings from the 31st of January to the 7th of February. So we get the meeting of the focal point. We get my colleague ministers, them some get for Kana Salon, some get for them on virtual. Forget we meeting the 31st and the 1st. We forget the eminent person, the panel of eminent person that we can say the panel, the people of wise. When I then the advice we then say for me the troker, then say forget the meeting, then the climax of that 10 days of activities. Now the president of the APRM, the 43 president, and they get a hybrid summit to call it the 33rd APRM summit of head of state and government. So many things and therefore discuss. For example, I'm the chairman of the committee for recruit the APRM, the chief executive officer of the APRM Continental Secretariat. We don't do the recruitment process every 2. We need for submit the candidates to my president when I'm the chair on that meeting. And so just after that meeting, the conclusion of all those meetings now the feeding into the AU summit will be hold between the 17th to the 19th of February. So now they meet with the Cabinet Salon for that period and for prepare for the AU summit, will happen the 17th to the 19th of February.
So when Salon is him they done as chairs, the president's now the chair for APRM.
So February, the next AU summit, president in time they done, and Algeria, me on time they done as chair. So the Algeria they take over, because the president who they take over as chair, automatically all the other committees then in that country they preside over them. So Algeria they take the leadership of the APRM. But we are proud at Sierra Leone of what we don't achieve. When I see the award then go give president of South Africa, the Shakadi Zulu award. It means a lot for a president. Just 2 weeks after we get a failed coup attempt, he left in country at a time like that. He go South Africa for go answer to the call of the continent in company head of state there, and in more specifically, the president of South Africa was very proud of him, and the highest award in terms of the culture in Ghana, South Africa.
Okay, plenty. Thank you, joining on the program. Plenty. Thank you, Kana Edi Democracy for the first time inside 2024. Well, in the Minister of Public Administration and Political Affairs, Amara Kalon, we inside the program we talk about the policy agenda for public service reform, na Salon and safe other thing we don't the happen na the ministry. Well, now this edition of the program, Good Morning Salon, we left you. Thank you, plenty. Thank you to producer Michael Sambula, Mangi Mansari. Plenty. Thank you to producer Michael Sambula, Mangi Mansari, and all the other people we helped for put this program together. Plenty. Thank you to Fatmata Samora, Jaffa Manzeri, so make una see live on Facebook, and thank you to DJ Cliff for his technical support. So till we meet again, Mina Kabia they say, Tata.
My name is Usman Kamara. Bye bye.